Or like, do you want that one to aim at me? Or which one's active, or both? Alright.
I was gonna say that could be it. Governance, I think, is a big one. I think my role. So I think you'll see this a lot with most of the executives in this company, most of the founders, most of the partners, is that our roles aren't strictly CEO, COO, CFO. So I'm CFO by title. That's because I'm a chartered accountant, but my role is quality control, it's risk management, it's governance, it expands from just the strategic level of the company down to the operational level. I participate in various scopes of work, independent engineering reports, making sure that the content reads well, making sure the quality's there, making sure it's up to a standard that we demand as partners of this company and as Nexus, that we've set the bar high for ourselves and our clients, and now that level is expected. So it's really a number of different roles, and there's no set role as CFO. I actually see CFO as a side role to my bigger role within the company of being the partner, being the founder, being the driver of what we want Nexus to be, and making sure our vision is incorporated throughout the company.
So when I think about my role specifically within the company and the company as a whole, I think it's true for any parent that they want to leave the world a better place than it was given to them and how they were raised. I think there's all kinds of other weird elements as a parent that you have to always consider and think about. You know, most parents, myself included, want a version of that for their children, but they also want a better world, a better life than, you know, they had for their kids. It's just a natural part, I think, of being a parent. So, I mean, to be honest, I started my career in coal-fired power generation. I never felt good about working in coal-fired, in traditional fossil fuel energy in general, right? But when you're starting out your career, it's very difficult, especially with student loans and everything that comes with it, you know, in terms of meeting the requirements of being a functioning member of society, that as you progress through your career, you get some very important decision points in your life. And I think the first one for me was the idea of let's start Nexus PMG. And, you know, working with my co-founders to be able to do that was an amazing experience. When the business outgrows you as an individual, you have a really interesting opportunity to now implement additional things that are important to you. So the why does Nexus PMG exist was a question that we asked ourselves in 2018. And I think being able at that point to implement real sustainable solutions and integrate my personal beliefs of low carbon, sustainable infrastructure with having a louder, bigger platform, by building something around that is called today Nexus PMG, really allowed me to integrate those two beliefs and those two I guess personal commitments, right? Both on the business side and on my own personal belief around ESG. And then naturally, as a parent, you know, to answer the question, you know, those are my personal beliefs, and I think most parents raise their children with those personal beliefs in mind. And so I absolutely want to leave the world a better place for my kids, like most parents. And for me, that integrated a big portion of environmentalism and sustainability. And so, yes, I'm a gardener, I'm a composter. I enjoy those bits. I like making my own hot sauce. I grow really spicy peppers. I like to eat. But at the end of the day, you know, for me, it's always been layering in passion with the corporate side of it. And actually, you know, the bigger a platform you have, I think the bigger influence you can make in the market. And that's, you know, where I'm pretty proud of what we're going to accomplish with Nexus PMG.
You know, as the CEO of Nexus PMG, and as I mentioned before, a big part of the outward-facing business development aspect, perhaps my greatest challenge, and especially from the early days, was how do you get clients on board that want to see other clients on board, right? Nobody wants to be the first in anything, whether it's a new technology, it's a new services provider, it's a new industry. It's really difficult to find the first. So for us, I was faced with a challenge with the team of how do we get funds to buy into our value proposition when we have had no other funds buy into it. And so a lot of that was what I came back to earlier, was this relationship building, is building trust with a person before you build trust with your business. And so I spent a lot of time traveling up to New York almost on a monthly basis, knocking on doors and building relationships, lunches, dinners, whatever it took. And then, making sure our value proposition was known at a personal level, that, hey, we're here to protect you and we're really good, give us a shot. What I'm really proud of is once we started to really get one or two or three, call it, logos of really high-end, notable clients, we were able to really take that and leverage off of that quite well. And I think that's something I'm personally proud of, is being able to take something that is rough in nature and really brand around that and build a business around it, to the point where 2 became 4, 4 became 8, and today we have north of I think the last time I checked 80 clients. And so I think that's something that I'm most proud of, and I've maintained those relationships. The clients we have on day one, I still text message, I still know their children, we still send birthday cards, I still go out to dinners with these folks when we can, and that's something that I think is awesome, is being able to maintain those relationships that go above and beyond just business relationships.